Look, no time for an intro. I want to start this video by saying, other than Quinn Hughes, this defense core needs to get shot into the sun. Like, we seriously need to be having these discussions because it's not enough that Phil Hronek is out for the next 8 weeks. Rick Tocchet today decided he was going to bench Erik Brannstrom and ice a bottom 4 defense core of Soucy, Juulsen, Friedman, and Vinny Desharnais. Who seriously thought that this was a good idea? Especially when you have Thatcher Demko making his first NHL start in like 8 months. You would think that the Canucks would be a little bit more cautious, maybe play a little bit harder in front of their goalie to slowly ease him into the game, but no, this guy got thrown into a fire tonight because the Canucks probably gave up upwards of 20 breakaways. And I gotta say, Demko did not play bad at all. If anything, I feel like the Blues could have easily had themselves like 6 or 7 goals, and I don't exactly understand why, because it's not like the Blues are this high-powered offense. Their best forward is probably Robert Thomas, and if I'm being honest, a lot of casuals probably don't even know who the fuck that is. So I don't know, we'll jump into it now. Another disappointing home game. Speaking of which, why can't this team play good at home? It makes no sense, but I don't want to sit here and just rant about it. Let's jump straight into the first period of play. Early on, Demko makes a couple of saves and the crowd claps for him. And then it's Garland and Joshua on a bit of a break here. Garland throws it in front, and Joshua redirects it home for his first goal of the season. Nice to see him finally get it. The excitement is short-lived though, because the Blues get themselves right back on the board. It's Bolduc here, puts it by Demko, and the game is tied at 1 apiece. After that, we can start to see the Canucks' defensive collapse. They kind of just let the Blues walk in on goal on a number of chances here. Demko has to bail them out. But then the Canucks get themselves a power play, and instead of scoring a goal, they give up a shorthanded breakaway to Robert Thomas, who makes no mistake and puts it by Demko. 2-1 game. Man, what a great situation to put your goalie in. First game back, and the boy is already getting peppered. Anyways, 2-1 heading into the second period. Anyways, in the second, it's more breakaways for the Blues. How does that keep happening? And also, it's not just that. Demko is having to face an abnormal amount of contact as a goaltender. It's not just the first period, but here as well, he gets bashed into. It's just such a nightmare. Anyways, Besser gets called for doing literally nothing, and the Blues score. Well in, refs. Anyways, the Canucks get themselves probably the most obvious makeup call I've ever seen in my life, and thankfully they scored. Elias Pettersson puts it off Parayko in 3-2 as we head into the third period. And look, it should have been 4-2, but Demko makes 2 straight 2-on-0 saves here. It's great to see him making good saves, but you would have hoped that he wouldn't have been forced to be put in this position, especially in his first game back, but the Canucks defense core just could not be asked to do their jobs tonight, so I digress. Anyways, the Canucks have a couple of chances to try and tie it up. Sasson gets stopped by Hofer, and then the Canucks pull the goalie. It's Elias Pettersson with a ridiculous pass over to Jake DeBrusk, who gets his 13th goal of the season, ties it up. This was hype to see, and it sends it to overtime. And man, what a great overtime it was. It's not enough that Jake DeBrusk kind of just lets Holloway get away from him, but Soucy also just gives him a direct path into the net. He's not covering anything but bare ice, and the puck ends up in the back of the net. The Blues win the game, and that was it. To be honest with you, I wasn't like upset that we lost the game. I was more so just confused at the coaching decision to ice such a shite blue line. I saw the line projections earlier on in the day, and I already knew that this wasn't going to work. I mean, who would have thought that having to choose between Juulsen, Desharnais, and Friedman to fill out your top 4 wasn't going to be a good idea? It proves how important defense is in the NHL. I miss Ian Cole right now, I'll say it. Same with Zadorov, and even Soucy and Myers. They're not the same players that they were last year. So, I don't know, man. Be sure to give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Subscribe if you're new. Peace out, and take care.